Hello everybody. We're going to do another step on the bridge project today. We're going to be completing the verticals as well as adding the top beam to the bridge. Right now we have the bottom beam and one vertical. So we're going to make some more verticals before we go further. So the way we want to do this is we're going to start by selecting our one vertical we made. Then we're going to go up here to copy. Copy is on the top left hand side. You can see the two squares that overlap. We're going to click on that, and right next to it is paste. We're going to click on paste. Now when we see this, we have the second one created. You can see they're kind of jammed together there, and we're going to separate them. The first thing I always want students to do is click off of it first. That way you're going to click on it, hold down with your left finger when you click, then you can drag it apart. And right now it's not too important where it goes. All right, we're going to work all that out shortly. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a few more. So the next one, we are going to click on another paste. Once again, click off, because what happens is if we click on one of these things and we by accident hit one of these little squares or something, we can make the piece bigger or the wrong size. You can see it drop below the work plane and it got a lot bigger. If that happens, just click the back arrow, and then there's no squares, click on it again, hold your left finger down, slide it aside, paste another one, click off it, hold your finger down, slide it aside, and we're going to do one more. We're going to paste one more, click off it, slide it aside. That one I'll slide this way. Now that we have those parts, what we're going to do next is we're going to bring them down so they're all even with the bottom of our base, or the bottom beam. To do that, we're going to use our X and Y axis. Now when I click on this, once again, you'll see that we have the Y axis right here. It's in light green. Click on that. Go down here, we have the X axis in light green as well. And you can see when I put my arrow over the number 61, it lights up the red arrow inside of that green area. We're going to work with the X axis in a little bit. What we want to do is we want to work with the Y axis first. We're going to bring these things down so they're even with the bottom of the beam. To do that, we're going to make our Y axis 0. And it makes it perfect with the bottom of the beam. As we can see, it lines it up perfectly if our beams lined up at the origin point of 0, 0. We're going to go to the next one, click on it. My number here is 84. Your number might not be 84, so don't worry about it if it's not. All you have to worry about is making sure you're clicking on the number for the Y axis and changing it to 0. I click another one. That one's 78, doesn't matter. We're going to make it 0. And then we're going to do the last two. We're going to make this one 0. And this last one 0 as well. All right. So now we have all of those parts lined up with the bottom of the base. What this part's going to pay attention to right here is the X axis, which is this part right there. That we're going to change, and you can watch this number right now. That number is 155, but when I click on this, it's going to measure, instead of measuring to the end, it's now going to measure to the center. So watch that number 155, and by just clicking on use midpoint, it changes it to 157.50, because that's 2.5, which is half of 5, and our width on that was 5. All right, so I'm going to give you some numbers, and you probably want to get a piece of paper and write these down, because we're going to use these numbers to line up and make these bridge pieces, verticals, even going in the X direction here. So with that, the first number is going to be, for the first beam, 2.5. So what we would do is we would go down here to the 63, and we would change that number to 2.5 and hit enter. Right? We click on the next one. Your number is probably going to be different than mine, remember. This is just because, they're all, we just lined them up haphazardly. So yours might be different, but we want it the same at the end. And the same for the second one is 56.25. After that, the third one, that number is going to be 112.5. This one is going to be 168.75. And this last one, which we've already overlapped, is going to be 222.5. Now you can see all of those are lined up evenly, spaces in between, as well as evenly with the bottom beam of the bridge. Once again, if you want to write those down quick, the first one is 2.5, the second one is 56.25, the third one is 112.5, the fourth one is 168.75, and the last one is 222.5. Now that we have that done, we have to create the top beam of the bridge. To do that, we're going to start by switching back from the midpoints to the endpoints. What I want you to do is go back to this circle with the three red lines, click on that, and then it should say use midpoint again, and you'll see it's changed that number as well. So now that we have that done, we're going to create the top beam. And the top beam's easy to create. We're just going to click on the bottom beam. We're going to go up to our copy tool on the top left. We're going to go our paste tool right next to it and paste it. And then you can see right here how it adds that beam going out. Now we have two numbers. We have the y-axis number, which is at 0. We're going to make that number 55. Enter. The x-axis number is 112.5. We're going to change that number to 0. And now we've created the top beam, and we have the basic framework for our bridge. The last step today is just to left click, hold down, drag across, so you select them all, and then we're going to go up to group. And there we have the entire part grouped together. So now, like when we zoom in, we can see those lines aren't here anymore separating the pieces. It's all one piece. All right, good job. I hope you guys get this. If you guys have any questions at all, please email me. If you need a little extra help with this, you can set up a Zoom meeting at 2:30 or so. We can figure out a time that would work for us, usually after the normal school day. And I could help you work through it if you need to, but email me for that. That's, I think, the easiest way to set those up and get the help you need. All right, have a great day. Good luck.